So we'll stick with you, Travis. So if you can share, so based on the article, the additional services that you have made to the laundromat and kind of what made you choose this particular service, and did you ever consider other options?
Yeah. So the first one, the biggest ancillary service we have was designed when we built the laundry originally, was our soap sales. So we have a front counter where the attendant is, and there's just soaps and detergents and dryer balls, anything laundry product related, we kind of sell there. So it was designed to be that way. We don't have vending machines. It's all personal, and it's a very, I don't know if you saw the picture in the magazine, but it's like, wooden shelves, white painted, nice lights on it all. So that would be our biggest ancillary like center.
And so what made you choose it, I guess, is it was there, right?
Well, yeah, for me it was there. So the credit goes to my mother who designed it, and it's the attraction. It's the center. It's got when everyone walks in, it's bright and it's white, and that's where you're seen and you're drawn to. So people come in the store, they check in up there, and that's where they ask the question. Especially new people come in and, hey, I don't have soap. We got soap for you. We can help you out. So it serves many purposes, not just sales, but it's also a focal point for customers when they come in. They know where to go and who to talk to.
I assume, do you offer a variety of brands of soap?
Yes, we do. We have very many, and it's always rotating and cycling. So we're always trying to get the newest and best, and try new things. And it's a great talking point with customers. One of the newest things we got was fabric softener sheets that are fragrance free. And I don't know how it works because they go in the drum with it. So trying out new stuff, talking to customers about it, it's fun. It's exciting because they come in every week and they're doing laundry. So having something new for them to talk about and try, and recommend products. The ones that we like, we keep, and we recommend them to people.
That's great. Good service. So how about you, Matt? What is the additional service that you made, and what made you choose this one?
Yeah, so the one that was highlighted in the magazine was our massage chair. We've always kind of thought about, we have folks that come into our laundromat anywhere from 40 minutes to 90 minutes. And, we want to have offerings for all of those 90 minutes if we can, have something for them to do, have something to do or to spend their money on and get connected with the laundromat. We really want to, have our customers think of the laundromat as their laundromat, kind of takes them a little bit of, brand loyalty, if you will. So the massage chair, I used to travel a lot in my other job, and I'd see them in airports and things like that. And then my wife and I are regular attendees of the clean show, and we saw those offered at the clean show, and it was kind of funny. I was kind of watching people go up there and test them out, and I looked over to the left, and there was a fellow laundromat owner. I said, "Are you buying one of these?" He goes, "Nope, I'm buying 8 of them." And so I said, "That's a pretty good stamp of approval." And so we bought it. Oh, I don't know, the last clean show, so that's probably just about a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's been really popular. It's had a little bit of a slow start, but people really like it. And kind of jumping ahead to another question, the word has gotten out in our small town, but really anytime I'm in a laundromat, I'll be walking around doing my chores, emptying my baskets or cleaning a machine or fixing something, and there'll be somebody that's doing their laundry or maybe standing a little bit idle, and I'll say, "Hey, have you tried the massage chair?" And they so nope, they'll say no. I said, "Well, it's your lucky day. It's free massage chair day." So I'll give them a buck or two to try it, and 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10 or so, they're hooked. So that dollar or two is well spent marketing. So
Yeah.
we have some regulars that just come in the laundromat just to do the massage chair. So it's kind of funny.
That's crazy. So it kind of does lead into our next question. So I'll stick with you. Like, can you provide a rough estimate of the net profit for this, and how long did it take before you actually sort of turned a profit, knowing you had to purchase the chair?
Yeah, so I'll kind of do backwards math a little bit. So the chair was around $3,000. I think the first month we did a few $100s, and it just kind of sitting there. Typically off season we'll do maybe $50 a week or up to $100 a week, and then during peak season, which is late spring up into mid fall, up in the $100, $150 a week or so. So I mean, if you do the math, by times 52, it's better than a 1-year payback. So that's, what is that, 10 times better than the stock market. That's a pretty good investment. So
definitely.
And cost of operation is nil. It's literally electricity, and I have my attendant, clean it when it looks like it needs cleaning. So really not much. Obviously it's taking up some space in my laundromat, which, the square footage I always look at is, I guess there's some sort of cost there, but it's well placed. We want our laundromat to be not congested and crowded, and certainly no fire hazards, by blocking anything, but again, kind of occupying the space that we can sell. We have other sources of revenue in there as well, some vending for snacks and sodas, or in other regions of the country, pop. We have some games. We have a kids corner for our kids. We don't charge for that, but we have a soap dispenser, and then we have we've got TV too. So in our small town, we kind of call it a small town Saturday night. People come down there, play a video game, get a massage, watch TV, have a snack. It's kind of pretty popular.
You never get them to leave.
No, yeah, keep spending.
So Travis, same with you, and I don't know if this goes back to, before you officially took over, but if you know what the net profit is and how long it took to make a profit on the products.
Yeah, so the exact building cost of the soap center or area, I don't really know. But what I do know is about every month we sell about $5,000 to $6,000 worth of soaps and other accessories each month. So about 50, and we mark up 100%. So half of that goes to the wholesale cost of the items. So we're looking at right that $3,000 profit mark each month, just for the amount of soaps and stuff we sell. It's a great talking point. People love trying new stuff, and we move a lot of soap through there. So I don't know the exact turnaround time, but to start making a profit on it. But if you buy something for $10, you sell it for $20. We do 100% markup on everything.